Mother's Day in the States, spent Mother's Day morning a little bit differently than I'd planned, following along with the press conference as Baffert told the world about what had happened with this substance that is the substance itself is a therapeutic medication that a certain amount is allowed of. Seemed like a fairly typical, what we'd call an NSAID, something that would have anti-inflammatory and potentially pain-blocking properties. That the horse had twice the legal limit in the first sample. So Churchill Downs have come out and issued a very strong statement about what is going to happen from here, which is there's going to be a second test of this sample, and if and when that result is confirmed, he'll be disqualified, and Mandaloun will become your 2021 Kentucky Derby winner. Won't do any good for those of us who had tickets on him, though.
Oh, yes. I mean, obviously, a lot of people are talking about what happened before with Justify, obviously, which Baffert was cleared of things, wasn't he? The previous concerns that he's had with his runners in the past. I know the horses that were... Charlotte was one of them, wasn't he, who we thought was going to lose a race earlier in the season, but that didn't happen. Where do we go next? I mean, obviously, we're going to wait for this second sample. Can Medina Spirit run, do you think, still in the Preakness next weekend? I presume so.
I presume so as well. It would take some doing because they're not going to have that split sample back in time. You know, you explained to me how we live in a world where it's realistic to put a man on the moon, but in a multi-billion-dollar industry, they can't get something as important as that taken care of in 2 weeks. A clever lawyer might be able to find a way for Pimlico to try to prevent taking Baffert's entries, but I doubt they will do that for political reasons, among other things. But that's going to be a big moment while we wait for that. And then in terms of where we go from here, it's another black eye for the sport, unfortunately, and another black eye for Baffert specifically, who I don't blame you for getting them toggled up in your head. I do too. There are separate incidents. The Justify one, I don't think I think to say he was cleared of that is wrong. I think they just decided not to take action. The Arkansas ones, as you mentioned, they were in fact removed from the record, and those horses kept those races. But I mean, you know, where there's smoke, there's fire at this point with this guy. And in a game like horse racing that isn't exactly known for its great testing, it's hard to know exactly what to believe. But Baffert simply throwing up his hands at the press conference at this point, it kind of beggars belief.